I've wanted to mountain bike since I was about 8, and I couldn't when I was younger, and I bought a mountain bike several years ago, and I just started riding.
I've been riding trails in this area for like 5 or 6 years, and I just really wanted to be able to give back and volunteer and learn more a little bit about trail building.
I'm ADB Lane with Sturdy Dirty Racing, and we are putting on a trail school along with Evergreen Mountain Bike Alliance. And with the trail school is developed for everybody. This one is focused on women and getting more women into trail building.
Some of our first trail work parties we ever had were in Predator at Tiger. And I think it was just none of us, most of us women didn't really know what we were doing. And so I think when we started, it was just this idea of like, well, we know a bunch of cool women, let's see who wants to go out and learn more how to build trails. And so out of that, we just started having, I would say, they're not women's only, right? But they're women's focused trail work parties, and I just think that helped people and women get more comfortable showing up in what is usually a male-dominated space.
Right.
And being able to feel like the other thing I think is different is I think most women like to have some basic understanding or basis before they jump into something, and so the intent, I think, with all of this was to do that.
This is my first dig day ever, and this is a really cool opportunity because it started out with a whole trail school lesson that teaches you what we're doing before we get out here and do it, to help kind of understand the basics before you're tossed into it. And even with all that, there's definitely things that you don't, think about until you get out here and get hands-on. But it was super supportive, great way to kind of meet everybody first, and there was pizza.
I loved the classroom setup in the beginning. It definitely made right now a little less intimidating because, yeah, it's nice to get like a lowdown before you're getting your hands dirty or getting out there. And so yeah, the instructors were super friendly, super approachable. You got to know everyone a little bit more before you started digging. It was good.
I can take direction and be told, okay, move that fern, dig that patch out, but I don't actually understand what I'm doing. And so it's nice to have a better understanding of the impact I'm having.
So at our dig days, we work with a number of really key evergreen trail builders who are so easy to approach. At most of our work parties, we have Paul Martin, we have Sean Sweeney, we have Brian Testison, and Heather DeSchoten, who are all super welcoming and happy to answer questions. They never make you feel like your question is dumb or like your work is undervalued.
My name is Paul Martin. I work for Evergreen Mountain Bike Alliance. Been with the company for about 4 years now. Also did quite a bit of volunteering before I was a full-time trail builder. Definitely been working with the Sturdys for quite a while now. I think we had at least 16 people out here today, mostly women out here digging, learning, teaching each other, and just sharing a good experience. You don't have to be some big and strong guy, male, female, whatever. A lot of what we do, whether it's riding bikes or building trail, is more about technique and learning how to make the tools work for you. So it's kind of fun to show even smaller framed gals that you can do some interesting things just by holding this tool this way or using that tool that way, moving your feet around and doing some things. Your frame and your size doesn't really matter. It's more about your frame of mind and trying to figure out, how can I make this a little easier? How can I do this to my advantage using the tools that were given to me? And it's fun to show people that and realize that the tools can do it, you can do it. It's just a little bit of know-how, and once you have that know-how, it is very addictive, and I'll bet that word was also used today, is this is very addictive once you make it a little bit more fun and figure out how to make it a little bit more easy.
Having it be this environment where it's mostly women with these nice men that teach us how to do this stuff in a not patronizing way of, you guys can do it just like we can. Here's what we do, let's go do it. I think that's been a really great way to get more women to come into the community and see that they can be part of it and and contribute just like the guys can. It feels like that's why more women have come into this thing, because there's been very many avenues, not just the racing part, right? And then dogs.
Yeah, I think women's specific days are good. It's nice. Just to do a couple of those, and then I'll feel less intimidated to go to whatever dig days. Yeah. Less, I don't know. It takes a couple of times to not be embarrassed that you dig slowly, and then you're good to do whatever. But I think it is easier to get into a women's event.
Like every time you show up to a Sturdy work party, doesn't really matter who you are, what you know, or what bike you're riding. It's just fun, and everybody makes sure it's fun. From the most experienced folks, whether it's on a bike or with the tools. Doesn't matter how many times you've been out, it's always a good time.
So for us, I think having the race, actually working on the trails that we were going to race on, and then doing a number of women's rides and kind of events around the event kind of put the whole thing together for us of just kind of building community, and we do that all with so many amazing women that are in our community here. It's not really like the Sturdy bitches. I would say we bring food and beer, and then it's everybody showing up. That's really the important part, and being a part and contributing.
It's great to get involved with this community specifically, because this is sort of something to work toward, to maybe, one day ride in the races. I'm definitely not there yet, but it's just knowing that it's there, knowing who these people are if you want to reach out and have questions, or maybe find people to ride with, or anything like that.
And there's a great community around. Right? It is true. Like, there's really cool people that we've met through mountain biking, like just, from all different kinds of people, and everyone's really nice. And they like to ride bikes. Let's ride bikes. We like bikes. Yeah.
You're always learning. You're never going to be the best your first day out doing stuff. Just get out there and do it, and enjoy and learn along the way.
If everyone is committing, a little bit of time here and there, then these trails are going to be able to be super well maintained. And so it's a group effort, and the more the merrier.
It's easier said than done to just say just don't be intimidated, but it really, going out to a dig day is really just, at the end of the day, just super fun. All it is dirt. You're just throwing it around with friends, and if you've never done it before, come on out, pick up a rake. There's always something, no experience is required. Just come on out and have a good time and meet people, and then you can say you worked on the trail and have a little bit of pride as you get to ride down it. So that's all.